Devin Walling, this is my flower.
I know.
And I remember from my very first trip to Hawaii, well, and then you all also have plumerias, plumerias that I loved. But then once I was introduced to the tuberose, that was it.
I know.
This is so, why? Why are tuberoses so special?
Well, I like to think of it, if the fragrance had like one word to describe it, I'd say like honeymoon. This is like the most sensual, fragrant flower that I've ever smelled. It's like a mix of a jasmine and a gardenia, but even more warm and exotic, and it really transports you to a beach on Hawaii or in the Caribbean, just lapping the sun and the ocean waves away.
Okay, what are we gonna get? We're gonna get 6 pieces. What are we looking at here in these, with these 3 pots?
So this is an incredible collection of tuberose, because if you've ever wanted to buy a tuberose before, what you'd see is something that looks like this.
Now this is just one, as you can see right here. So we'll take a look up here. We'll get up here just a second and show that to you. Here we go.
So you see this is called a pup. Now if you were to search online and look for, I want to buy a tuberose online, you would be getting a pup. Now this will produce 1 flower spike 1 year, and then it's done. What you're going to be getting are 6 of these gorgeous bulb clusters. These clusters are incredible because each one of these is going to produce about 5 to 7 of these amazingly fragrant tuberose this year, and then these are going to rebloom for you every single year. So now you get more flowers, and you get them every year, not just 1 flower once and then never again.
This is what you want. And if you love fragrance, if you know tuberose, if you've ever been to Hawaii or know this fragrance of tuberose, this is the beauty, this is the quality, and this is Roberta's. Hard to find but easy to grow. And guess what? To even make the more of an impact, they're including the fertilizer.
Yes, you know, we sell this exact same bottle just at the Philadelphia Flower Show for $8. And
so that's
this is a
with
4-ounce bottle of fertilizer. It makes 50 gallons worth of food that you can use on everything from your tuberose to your hens and chicks, your red hot pokers, whatever. And this is a high acid fertilizer that's gonna make everything grow better. And if you want to have the most absolutely intoxicatingly rich, fragrant flowers, you wanna get the tuberose, because these bring you right to the beaches of Hawaii, and these will start to bloom this year in July. And they'll bloom all the way to October. So these will start to come into their glory as everything else in your garden starts to fade away. That's when these start to bring this splash of gorgeous white.
And I have to say, last summer, I took my husband and my daughter to Hawaii for the very, very first time. They had never been there. And I explained to my husband, please be prepared, because when we get older and we're retiring, this is where we're moving. He's like, do I have any say? And I said, absolutely not. So I said, no, let's look around. I did surprise them renewing our wedding vows. We went to a beach. And I picked out of any flower I could have for the leis for myself, my husband, and for my daughter, who was our witness. We had tuberose. And then I just brought them back and I said, this is what this means to me. It takes me back. And look at what fine tuberose can do. I mean, it is so fragrant. You're finding it in the finest fragrances in the world, the finest soaps. Absolutely beautiful. It is so romantic, but it is unlike anything else that you're going to see. How do we take care of them?
These are such an easy plant to grow. I love them because you can just stick them out in the sunlight. These like the sun. Plant them out in the sunlight. They normal water, and that's all.
What about in wintertime? What do we need to do?
In the wintertime, you want to go out and bring them out of the ground, because these are not a winter hardy plant, but they will grow during the course of the season, so the bulbs will actually get even larger, so that by year 2, you're going to be getting even more of your gorgeous tuberose.
So bring them indoors in the winter for those of you who have them, and having them outdoors, absolutely stunning. And then here's the difference. If you go into any catalog and you try to go and buy tuberose, you're just going to get the 1 single pup, which would grow just the 1 stem. Here's the Roberta's difference.
Now you're going to be getting these bulb clusters, and you're going to be getting 6 of them. Now each one of these is going to produce 5 to 7.
So do you want the 1, or do you want multiple?
Exactly.
That's the Roberta's difference.
Yeah. Now,
should we do the pre-soak before we plant these, or do we need to with the Roberta's?
You do not need to do that with these ones.
Good.
These are going to start to bloom for you this July, bringing you that rich, warm fragrance. It's probably the most fragrant flower that we offer all year long. And that's why it's one of the absolute most prized essential oils in the entire perfume industry, and it's really hard to find. That's why we always have such limited quantities every year, because everyone wants the tuberose. They're so rich and fragrant. There's nothing quite like it.
No, there isn't.
In India, it's considered an aphrodisiac, or in Hawaii, it's actually the royal family's flower.
Oh, when you're looking at this, and oh my goodness, this is one of the most beautiful